I'm sure some of the people that watched my reverse flash video weren't a fan of the fact that I think I'm a god. Listen, I'm not a real narcissist. I just think it's funny how similar I am to a god. But, I guess while we're here, I guess I could tell some embarrassing stories. And, wouldn't you know it, I have a very adorable chameleon with me who isn't running away from me right now. You gonna come on my finger? Oh, good boy. Oh, who's a good chameleon? Oh, you are. Oh, good boy. I know you can't hear that, but whatever. Alright. Embarrassing stories. Feet Godzilla Jr. Okay. I'm just going to specify how annoying I am. Okay, so literally today at school, I was super excited, but I was sitting next to someone that gives me a headache. I'll call her Afro. I know it's not the most creative, but like, I don't know. If you knew her, you probably still wouldn't understand the reference. But anyway, you gonna crawl in? Oh, okay. And I was going up to tell the teacher if we could move her. And when I got up to the desk, she was like, hey, I'll just call her Mrs. T. That's the first letter in her last name. Mrs. T was like, hey, Luke, can you go over to that bookshelf and, grab all the books that start with the letter T in the title? I was like, and this is important because, and she was like, we're gonna read a book about the Inuits. We're learning that in class right now. So I was like, okay, can't you just, and she was like, just go grab any books that start with T. So I ran over there to grab the books on a stool. And by the time I grabbed 10 books with the and T at the beginning, whatever, I gave them to the teacher and she was like, oh, I just need you to go away for a second. Let me specify, she's not a bad teacher. Far from it. I think she's actually one of the better teachers. I usually get the med teachers, and I would definitely say I still got the med teacher this year. But the teacher that's better than her is barely better than her. The teacher worse than her is just nightmarish. I'll cover her in another video. Anyway, another embarrassing story. I don't know why, I just love beating video games. Like, when I beat a game, if it's like a finale of a franchise, I love the ending. But sometimes I pretend that I beat it just so I can talk with my friends about it. So one time we were talking about this Spider-Man mobile game back when we were in kindergarten eating lunch. And Goose and Bob were talking about how they beat the game and the ending was super great. I was like, oh yeah, I beat the game too. It was really fun at the end with Rhino. And they're like, oh, did you play the level with Vulture and, Green Goblin and all those buildings? And I was like, yeah, that was really fun. And then they're like, oh, Vulture in the cave? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, neither of those were actual levels. And just the panic attack that came in my head, I was like, oh, crap, they're on to me. It was just like, it was pure intimidation. Because I lied, I guess. I don't know. You know when you do something embarrassing and it just kind of follows you for the next few days? This was it, except months. In fact, it could have even been a year. It was for the entirety of first grade. And frickin' even to this day, I think about it and I cringe. Jesus Christ. Once again, I only swear Mormon swears because I'm not Mormon. Disclaimer. I should have really... Dude, your tail is wild right now. Are you okay, man? Typically have full control. You know, if I wanted to, I could just... Behold, in endless death. Anyway, I just hate the last story so much. This one's less embarrassing and more just heartbreaking. I'll tell one more story after this, don't worry. But practically, we were on vacation, and my old chameleon, Godzilla 1, was being babysitted while we were out on vacation at San Diego. And I went out on a walk with my mom, and I was like, I'm so excited to see Godzilla 1. And I was like freaking hyping up. I was telling her about how excited I was to feed him again and how I was excited to water. She was like, Luke, I'm not sure how to tell you this. And I was like, in something in my mind went everywhere. I was like, oh no, was my favorite TV show canceled? Was the Switch broken? Am I going to die in a few days? And then I realized something. Wait, I have a not too trained sitter who's taking care of my pet chameleon who needs constant, well, not constant attention, but constant, like, I guess kind of attention, but they don't like it. And I was like, did he die? And yes, he did. In case you didn't watch the video, you can watch it over on my channel. I think it's titled How I Got Godzilla Jr. Go check it out right now. And please subscribe while you're down there. It's free and you can change it anytime you like. And, you can like while you're down there too. Anyway, as I was saying, Mom said Godzilla died, and I started pouring down in tears, and I asked how, and she was like, he aged. And, like, I don't know why it's so embarrassing for me. I just really didn't like it. I won't ever consider it completely embarrassing. Like, I won't instantly turn to it. I will probably turn to that Spider-Man mobile game story about how I lied that I beat the game. But, like, Jesus Christ, I hated that one. It sucks. I hate it. Well, I guess the last one. You know when you get really, 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 really hype about something, and then you tell someone about it, and they're like, cool. It just feels disrespectful, you know? Well, this is the worst. Okay, so back in the day, I was a fan of Dad Pilkey's books. Mainly because of Dogman, but I was introduced to the Captain Underpants series. Anyway, when I got Captain Underpants and the Perilous Plot of Professor Poopy Pants, I was super excited, and I went to show my sister Taya, and when I was freaking bursting with joy, and when I showed her, she was like, nice. I don't know why, it was just super embarrassing for me, and I freaking struck down into tears. Like, I went into my room trying my hardest not to look like I'm going in to cry, and I just straight up just bawled my eyes out. I have no idea why. But anyway, this video is getting kind of long for a story episode, so I'm just gonna leave this at that, and if you don't subscribe in the next 20 days, he's coming. Don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious, yeah! Goodbye.